my question regards commandments in the Torah. I remember reading something along the lines of I can't remember the exact number, but there are maybe 5 forever commandments, if you will, that Yahweh says these will need to be fulfilled through the generations forever. But my question is, are there commandments that Torah don't apply today, or are all commandments in the Torah expected to be fulfilled, if you will, or followed?
Okay.
Makes sense.
Well, Chris, I'm going to answer the question. I first want to say I think you bring up a great point about you're not bringing it up from a legalistic standpoint. And I was just telling somebody the other day, when somebody tries to ask me or even yourself a question about Torah or anything to do with these touchy issues, you want to know their agenda first. And I know your agenda or your heart, Chris, is just wonderful, and I'm happy to answer it. However, if somebody called up and was trying to trap me or convince me or get in an argument with me, I'd walk away very quickly and not waste my time. But I love your heart that you have to learn, and it's just wonderful, so keep it up, brother. Now, your answer to your question, and it's a great question, how many commandments are we accountable for today? And the answer is, we're accountable for whatever we can do. Whatever commandment that we can possibly keep or do or obtain, we need to be doing that. And the ones we shouldn't be doing are the ones that we can't physically do. Now, there are some things many of us might struggle with because we've lived away from or against the commandments for so long. So it might be a struggle to get there. But for example, the commandment of not having a tattoo. Are we to keep that commandment today? Absolutely. Why? Because we have complete control of not getting a tattoo. So we are to keep it. There are certain commandments that were connected to temple worship. And the temple in Israel is no longer there today, the sacrificial system and so on. So we cannot physically do those commandments. There are certain commandments for women that a man is not responsible for because he can't do it. On the other hand, there's commandments for men that women can't keep. So we are to keep every commandment that we physically could keep, not the commandments that we think we want to keep or we choose to keep. No, if we can do it, we should be doing it. That's it, and there shouldn't be any excuses. And we have to separate our feelings about the commandments from the reality of the commandments. If we can do it, we do it. Now, we have to remember with all Scripture, not only the commandments, but all Scripture, behind every Scripture is a principle. So, we cannot take things out of context or just read off things without looking at the meaning of it. But we need to also understand the principle behind it and the reason behind it so we can apply it in today's times the way or with the same reasoning that our Creator wanted us to apply it for. So there are certain commandments that were done back then, and certain customs and things of the culture were done back then. So the way we do the commandment might change, but the commandment doesn't go away or erase completely. So we need to keep those things in mind. But yes, we are to do whatever we possibly could do, and even those that we can't completely fulfill. Like, for example, Passover. We can't completely keep Passover the way it says according to the Scriptures, again, because part of it was tied to temple worship. However, that doesn't mean we throw out the whole idea and principle of it. We still do the rehearsal. We still practice because we know the temple's coming back. We know what's going to be in the future. And he did tell us as a remembrance we keep it. So we do our best to remember it the best we could. So basically, my answer would be we're responsible to do everything we can do. And those that we can't do, we at least make an attempt to come as close to it as possible with the material we have to do that.